Hey everybody. Now that we know what a determinant is, and now we know how to find a determinant, it's time to apply and solve with the determinant. Now, if you remember, we've been solving two equations with two variables, and we've been doing that with elimination or substitution, maybe even graphing, possibly even a matrice if you liked those, like, getting the ones and the zeros. But now I'm going to show you how to do that using a determinant. So if you like determinants, hopefully you like this method. Now, I do have, for those of you who like to read math, this is called Cramer's rule. And the long story short is we're going to set up a determinant. We're going to find the determinant of just the coefficients of x and y, and we're just going to call that d. Then we're going to replace the x coefficients with what's after the equal sign, and we'll call that dx after we solve that. And then we're going to replace the y coefficients with the stuff after the equal sign, and we'll call that dy. Then in order to find x, we take dx and divide by d, and y is dy over d. So that's kind of like the quick version of what's about to happen, but let's solve it ourselves. So how can we use a determinant to solve this particular 2 by 2 matrix, or this 2 by 2 equation, two variables, two equations? Well, the first thing we're going to do is set up the determinant, and we're going to use just the x and y coefficients. So we'll use 2 and 3, 1 and -2. So the determinant is, always do this one first. So 2 times -2 is -4, minus this one next, 3 times 1 is 3. So the determinant is -7. I did notice some kids were forgetting this minus sign when they were doing there, so just be careful. Now to find the determinant of x, you replace the x column with what's after the equal sign. So instead of doing 2 and 3, we do -4 and -6. And then we keep the 1 and the -2 for the y column. So this determinant is going to be +8 when you multiply, take away -6. So since we're taking away a negative, we change it to plus. This determinant just so happens to be 14. Now it's time for the determinant of y. The determinant of y replaces the y column. So instead of 1 and -2, this time we replace the y column with what's after the equal sign of -4 and -6. And we keep the x column what it was originally, the coefficients of 2 and 3. This does have to be in standard form, and I should have double checked to make sure it was truly x then y, x then y. It does have to be in standard form for this to work. So this determinant will be -12 when you multiply, take away, -12 again. So we will have a 0 when we solve this one. So in order to solve for x, we do the determinant of x divided by the determinant itself. So that will be 14 divided by -7, so x should be -2. To find y, we find the determinant of y. We divide by the determinant itself. The determinant of y was 0. 0 divided by the determinant is 0. So sure enough, the solution to this system is -2 and 0. And if we plug those in just to double check, because double checking is always good, what do we get? Let me see, -2 and 0. So this would be, if we plugged in -2, we would get -4 plus 0. That works. And if we plug in -2, we get -6 minus 0. And sure enough, that works. So this will work whether they're pretty answers, like integer answers like this one, or whether they're fractions or whatever they might be. Now, just like we did determinants before, I showed you how to do 2 by 2s, which didn't really throw you off, I don't think, too much. But then the 3 by 3s is where I found probably the biggest issue. So again, here's your technical explanation. When you're solving for x, you replace the x column. When you're solving for y, you're replacing the y column, and z, you're replacing the z column. So let's apply it to this particular system. So there they are. All right, they are all in standard form, x, y, z equals. If they weren't, we'd have to get them there. So the first thing we're going to do is just, and I'm going to do this actually right over here. Let's see, I'm going to try to keep it small because we do need a decent amount of room for 3 by 3s if you remember. The determinant is All right, so I'm going to do 3, -5, 4, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, -2. Notice I'm not going to do the equals column for the actual determinant. Very slowly. Now, some people might do their determinants differently. They might extend their rows, and that's totally fine. I'm just going to do it of the first column. Remember how you get to pick whatever you want. I just remember the pattern is plus, minus, plus of whatever I see. So I need 3, and I'll have a 2 by 2 matrix after that, -5, and I'll have a 2 by 2 matrix after that, +2, and I'll have a 2 by 2 matrix after that. Now let's see what's going to be in my 3 matrix, or like determinant. So cross off, 2, 1, 3, -2. I'm going to get rid of those lines. And now I'm going to do my 5. So this one, cross off. So I'm going to have -5, 4, 3, -2. Some kids accidentally just like missed, oh, it's really stinky. Like they would put 3 and +2 down there. All right, and now for my +2 down here. -5, 4, and then 2 and 1. All right. Now I'm going to very, very, very carefully solve these. So this is going to be 3 times the quantity, -4, take away 3. -5 times the quantity, +10, take away 12. Then +2 times the quantity, -5, take away 8. Now it's just a matter, I can punch it in my calculator if I wanted all at once, but it's going to be 3 times -7, -5 times -2, +2 times -13. Very careful here. -21, I do not have an answer key. +10, -26. Okay, living dangerous here. So let's see, that's going to be -11, -11, -26. That is -37 for my determinant. I think I have the answer here. I'm just going to double check that I got that part right. Good, that is correct. All right, so I'm just going to over here on the side, I'm going to write D equals -37 so I don't lose it. I'm going to change colors. Okay, and over here I'll do the X one, so I'll do dx. So I'm going to replace all my x's with 5, 0, and 3, which is what was after the equal sign. So the x column becomes my equal sign. All right, and then I'm going to have -5, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and -2. All right, and I'm going to zoom and I'm going to do this. I love that 0, so I'm going to still continue with my first column. You guys can do the second row. You can do whatever you want. It's fine. I just like doing the first column. It's just, I get in a kind of like a little habit there. So my determinant for that 5, and then who cares about the 0, right? Because 0 is going to just be 0. So I'm just going to write who cares, and +3. Okay, here we go. So if I do the 5, 2, 1, 3, -2. And if I do the 3, get rid of that, boom, boom. I'll have -5 and 4, 2 and 1. That's 5 times -4, take away 3, plus 3 times -5, take away 8. That's 5 times -7, plus 3 times -13, -35, plus -39. Well, that's large. Let's see, it's going to be 74. -74. I'm just going to check that I did this right. That is correct. Good. So I'm going to take dx, I'm going to put it over here at -74. You guys are coming in really soon. All right, dz. We'll not get this done before you guys come in the room. So, or not dz, I'm so sorry, dy. So I'm going to replace my y column now. So 3, 5, 2 stays. I'm on dy. 3, 5, 2 stays. Looking at that was this one here. I replace the y column with 503, 503, 503, and I keep the z column 4, 1, and -2. 4, 1, and -2. The bell's about to ring in case you hear something. To do this determinant, I'm actually going to do, I'll do my middle row. No, yeah, I'll do my middle row. That's fine. That's going to be a minus, a plus, and a minus. You can do whatever one you want. We'll end at the same number as long as you did it right. Okay, so I'm going to have a -5 times the determinant. I'm going to have a 0 times who really cares. And I'm going to have a -1 times something. Let's do the -5 first. So boom, boom, 5, 4, 3, and -2. Ah, the rush. And then the -1 will be boom, boom, 3, 5, 2, 3. 3, 5, 2, 3. This will be whoa, whoa, that's messy. -5 times -10, take away 12. -1 times 9, take away 10. Here you come.
What up, dog?
Hey.
You on a
recording lesson? Yeah. That's
put
totally.
that in?
It is in. I'm not editing this out.
Is that a free day today? Nothing. That's that.
I'm recording a lesson. I just can't wait till you all hear each other. Okay, it's totally fine. -5 times -22. -1 times -1. -5 times -22 is positive 110. And then this will be +1. So we have positive 111. Let's check out and see if I'm right. Yay, I'm right. So over here, dy is positive 111. All right, last one, last one, last one. Okay, dz is the last one, and I am going to do this even though you guys are coming in the room. Keep the x column. Oh, the x column stays the same at 352. The y column stays the same at -523. Can somebody shut that door part way? Just a little bit, just so you can come in, just keep it kind of, replace the z column with your equals, 503. I'm going to pick the last column to do my determinant, and the signs are plus, minus, plus. So that is going to be a +5, just so everybody's aware, I'm recording a lesson. -0 times who cares, +3 times the determinant. This will be continued on another video.